I think that I may have over responded as far as the virus crisis. I may have become too habituated to just always talking about it as if it were the only thing that were going on. It's hard not to, of course, but at the same time, I want to not give the people who are trying to make it front and center in our minds. I don't want to give them the kind of ammunition that they're asking for or wanting or desiring. It seems that even if you are talking about it and making it the center of everything, then then in a way you're falling into their trap. Now, it's a balancing act because you do have to talk about it, obviously, but you have to not make it into the kind of thing where it's just what you eat, sleep, drink, and breathe every day during all your waking time, and what you dream about at night. You can't let that happen. Now, I just want to throw in one thing, though. One issue that struck me the other day about why this lockdown, where it still persists, must end. Why it must come to an end. Why we must do whatever we can to see to it that it ends. And that is not just with respect to the economy. It's not just with respect to the Constitution and it being obviously unconstitutional and tyrannical, to force people to stay home, to force businesses to close, to force churches to close, as is still the case in many places in the country, many places in the world right now. But you know, I have the benefit, as most of you probably know, of being a father and having two kids who are both in their teenage years right now. And it strikes me that, it absolutely hurts my heart. I'll be completely frank about it. It hurts my heart to think of kids out there being kept away from their friends, kept away from anything fun, anything that is stress relieving, anything that is entertaining. We can't do that to our kids. We can't let that be done to our kids. It's I think I said before that when they canceled my son's soccer season this spring in March, when this whole thing was beginning, I was absolutely just livid. Livid is the only word that I can think of. I was really, really angry about it for his sake. Now, my son kind of got over it, and he was, I'm sure he was disappointed, but he rolled with it. But I had a harder time rolling with it because I know how much my son enjoys playing soccer, and I know how ludicrous it was to think that him playing soccer, with his friends, with a small group of other boys, while a few parents watch from the sidelines, to think that is some kind of dangerous activity that acts as a vector for disease and can't happen. I was just so incensed about that. And this isn't, this is not a small thing. This is not a trivial thing. Again, it truly, I'll use the phrase again, it truly does hurt my heart as someone as someone who's a father, but I think I could understand it even if I weren't a father. I don't want to play the father card here. I think this is something that the absolute cruelty of making our children, live in this kind of world where, I've been hearing things about how at some preschools, I think in the UK, they're planning to make them social distance during recess, make them have to stand within their own 6-foot circle, or their own circle that's 6 feet apart from other kids' circles. I mean, it may seem like not a huge thing, but it's not. It's not a huge thing. It is a huge thing. It's a terrible thing. And I know that every day can't be fun and entertaining and so forth, but kids need to be able to be kids, and they need to be able to do fun and healthy kids activities. And the more these tyrants dig in and double down, like the ones who are governors of many states right now, fortunately not the one that I live in, but many other states, the more that they insist upon making things, you talk about the new normal, making things absolutely abnormal and unhealthy and traumatizing for kids, that's the angrier I get, personally. Kids don't even get this. I mean, yes, kids, I'm not saying kids are totally immune to the disease, but generally speaking, this is not, even if you're hardcore about, this, believing that this virus is so deadly, generally speaking, this is not something that kids get. That's just the facts, okay? And if it is something that kids get, it's something that they tend to get over, So making them, I just can't fathom being in a kind of situation like that. And this, where, thinking of myself as a kid, I can't play with my friends today. My friends can't come over. I can't go over to their house. We can't play soccer. We can't play football. We can't play baseball. We can't, do normal things with each other. We can't go to the pool, which is the way it is in some still, in some places, and the phoniness of this whole appeal, this whole effort to say, hey, you can still play with your friends virtually. You can still talk to them on Zoom or on Skype or no, that is not the same thing. It's not even close. It's to say that it's a pale imitation of actually being there with your friends and enjoying their society and doing normal kids things. To try to claim that is so disingenuous that it makes me want to slap somebody. Makes me want to hit somebody. Forget slapping. So that's why finally I believe this lockdown, wherever it is, must end, because I just can't stand the idea that call me a bleeding heart. I can't stand the idea that kids out there, and I know that some kids out there are suffering much worse things than this. I know that there are kids who are victims of abuse, and of course that, and of all kinds, and of course that hurts my heart. And of course, I know other things, like there are children who are sexually trafficked by high-profile people who get away with their crimes, where the kids are marred forever. I know that those things are true as well. But just on a mundane plane, we've got to end this so that kids can be kids again, so that they can do kid things again. It screams out the injustice of it, the travesty of it, just screams out to heaven as far as I'm concerned. It hurts. It screams out so loud it hurts my ears in addition to hurting my heart. So I just wanted to make my thoughts known on that. on this day where actually one of my kids is graduating. You know, we've got to end this for the kids. That's just my appeal that I'm making now. Thanks for watching. Andy Nowicki. Check out my work at ultrarightnovelist.com or lowstatusnovelist.blogspot.com.